It is time. You can redeem your code if you've got the Dawntrail full code, not the early access code, but your full code. Up until the second, they originally said that you could only redeem the code. It's actually today. As of now, you can simply log on to your MOG station, log into your account and go to the additional expansion registration section and then choose your platform, and then you'll be able to put in your code. So obviously it's registration code entry, and then we'll type that in and it should look a little bit something like that. And then once we've redeemed those codes, you'll be able to find in your mailbox. It might take a little bit of time for it to actually come through. Of course, there's a lot of people around the world doing the same thing at the same time. You should get your items. For example, for the collector's edition, I've got the Arc identification key, the Chocobo brush, and of course we've got the wind-up Garnet as well there. So let's look at these items together. Okay, first things first then is the minion. We've got the wind-up Garnet. It says, summon your wind-up Garnet minion. She's not alone. She's following you. It says, once upon a time, there lived a princess who hailed from a long line of summoners. Legend holds that she was abducted by a band of thieves, whereupon she set out on a journey under an assumed identity. Possessed of an angelic voice, she often hummed beautiful songs that touched the heart. The hidden text then says, please come back. A quote there of Garnet. Let's actually look at this minion then and see what interactions and things it has. So first of all, it's a pretty decent height for a minion, quite honestly. It's not too bad, is it, in terms of height? Obviously, a lot of these minions are incredibly higher resolution than a lot of the older character-based pre-order minions and things like that. Look at that. Obviously got the necklace there that you might be familiar with if you've played Final Fantasy IX. And we've got this beautiful outfit as well. It's fantastic quality. Absolutely fantastic. I love the attention to detail on this, especially for the hair as well. We've also got Zidane over there, or Zidane, depending on how you want to pronounce that. We're going to see if there's any interactions between the two minions in just a second, as well as the normal interactions, which we'll look at right now. So let's have a look at those. So I actually have a pet collection title on, so this should force any emotes. Handover emote, obviously we can get Garnet, tell Alexandros to feed from our hand. And we also have a poke, I guess. So it's a poke where she will do the similar prayer animation, right? If you want to call it that. Should we call it the prayer animation? Yeah, where she's basically wishing on her necklace. It's a real shame we don't have an Ico minion as well. I really hope that they'll do more Final Fantasy IX minions. When it comes to crossovers with other games, I really think that there's a lot of potential for not only storyline related things and dungeons and mounts, but especially for minions, if all else. So that was her interaction. Then we've got Zidane, which is obviously for the pre-order. If we bring these two minions together, do they actually interact? That is the question. Come along. Oh, they do! Oh my god, that's so cool! So Zidane kneels and she like curtsies. That's cool! Oh, I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't sure if they would have, but I am really glad that they went to the extra effort of doing that. That's really cool. That's awesome. Very cute. Very cute indeed. And he seems to spam that repeatedly. And there's Zidane doing his flip as usual. That's cool, isn't it? I don't know. I really think minion interactions with each other should be something we see more of. It's rare when we do get to see them, but when we do have them, they're exceptional, aren't they? Look at that. Even more reason to get a collector's edition, in my opinion. You could be walking around with your Garnet. Somebody could have Zidane out, and they could just interact with each other. That's just so cool. Very nice. That's a 10 out of 10 from me. Brilliant. That's exactly what you want for your money. In terms of other items then, of course, being a Pictomancer, I just got mine to level 100 yesterday. We've got ourselves the Chocobo brush. So that's what this looks like. We should show it on our hip as well, really. There we go. On our back. So this is the Chocobo brush with the paint on the top there, like a paint selector. And then we've got this huge brush with this strange end, actually. Strange end of that. A little bit different than some of the others. It's more frayed than some of the other models we've got in the game. Really nice, vibrant Chocobo colors, though, and then the gold. And then we've got the palette, which is in the shape of a star as well. And then when we unsheath this... Oh, cool! I didn't know it had a special effect on it. That's awesome. And the palette thingy, the palette selector, glows as well. Let's hear that again. That's really nice. Technically, then, this is one of the first special weapons that Picto has had access to. That's absolutely awesome. I actually really like this a lot more than I thought I would. I thought I was going to stick to the Eden Morn palette and brush. I love that, by the way. If you've not seen the Eden Morn one, definitely go collect it if you're a Picto. The palette is gorgeous. I love the gold textures they've placed on that. Really, really good. Really good. And of course, it is undyeable, unfortunately. That's the only downside to that. But still, what a brush. That is so cool. Really, really like that one. That is a really nice brush. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really, really pleased with that. Very, very pleased. And then the final item, of course, is the mount, which is the thing I think a lot of people saw as their, their main attraction. It says Arc Identification Key. So if you're familiar with the Cruise Chaser mount, it's a little bit similar. It is just a one-person mount. You will find this, well, I'll find this on page 6. It says, summon forth your Arc, a bipedal war machina disguised as an airship, or an airship disguised as a bipedal war machina, if you prefer. Seeking to develop an advanced transforming airship, the engineers of Garland Ironworks turn to the expertise of former Illuminati scientists. The result is a machina that can convert between bipedal and assault craft forms in the blink of an eye. So again, just one person. Hidden text says, "It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye." A quote of Yugiri there, and an obvious Transformers reference. Amazing. Let's go look at this somewhere we can fly and have a look at it properly. Alrighty then, welcome back. We are in the game finally in a place where it's actually not raining or snowing. We've got a bit of daylight to go here in the churning mist. This is what the Arc mount looks like then. Oh, that is so cool. When you summon it, the sparks come out. Let's see that again. Like the sparks and the psh noise. That is really, really cool. Obviously, very Gundam heavy sort of looking. Obviously designed for its transformation to look a bit like the Arc mount. Obviously the Arc model from Final Fantasy IX. The texture quality on this, if I don't zoom in too far so it disappears, is absolutely gorgeous. I love what they've done with mounts and minions and just the graphics update in general. I've seen some people been a little bit sort of downplaying it, but I don't know if we're playing the same game, man. And it probably doesn't come through on a low bitrate YouTube video, but I think this looks absolutely fantastic. It's very shiny. The transformation animation then is to transform into its airship mode, which you're probably more familiar with if you've played Final Fantasy IX. It just looks incredible, doesn't it? Absolutely incredible. I love the animation states between ground and flying on this. Just very, very cool. In terms of its mount music then, I think most people will be incredibly happy. It is the Final Fantasy IX battle theme, just as a thing. So if you wanted this piece of music to be in the game, it finally is. I mean, what is not to love there? I mean, if you've never played Final Fantasy IX before, well, first of all, please go and do it when you have some time. That game is fantastic. But what a great bit of fan service for people who are hyped for the Final Fantasy IX stuff. I haven't seen a lot of Final Fantasy IX stuff in this game yet. I have not completed the storyline or anything, and we're not here to talk about that. But I really hope that there's more Final Fantasy IX themed things. Obviously, we've got a few references with the minions and now the mount, right? And probably some other things. Hopefully there's some music. Look how that beautiful sunset there as we transform. It's just a fantastic set of items, isn't it? It really is. It's very hard to disagree with something that looks this good. Definitely worth the money. If I was to say get a collector's edition of anything, it would probably be this one. Honestly, I think that it's definitely made some of the previous collector's editions look a lot weaker, especially with what you're getting here. And I love the Chocobo brush. I honestly think I will end up making a glamour for this. It is a bit of a shame that it isn't dyeable, but typically that isn't the way it goes anyway. But the glow and everything, it's fantastic. I am so happy that Final Fantasy XIV looks as good as it does in 2024, and it's definitely lived up to the hype, in my opinion. Anyway, let me know what you think of these items. Are you going to pick up the collector's edition? If you're still waiting for your code, remember this obviously should be coming out, you know, in the next day or so. And if you're having trouble with registration of codes, be sure to check back tomorrow, because it's supposedly the 2nd. I was able to, as you saw, register mine, and the items delivered in the game could take up to 24 hours, right? Just as a disclaimer. So if you don't get your items immediately, just bear that in mind. Look at how beautiful that sunset is. Sorry. And there's the luminosity on that. Fantastic weapon. Absolutely awesome. Anyway, much love, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. More videos on the way, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.